Hi, I'm Geoff Dean, your Player Development Director, and today's coaching tip is actually two tips in one. We're going to be hitting it out of Greenside Bunkers. I'm going to show you the technique, how to hit it out of bunkers, as well as how to visualize your target so that you can actually hit it out of the bunker and close to your target as well. So join me out on the practice tee and let's learn how to get it close to your target out of Greenside Bunkers. Today's coaching tip is on how to hit out of Greenside Bunkers. And actually today's tip is two tips in one. So I'm excited to share this with you today. First of all, hitting it out of Greenside Bunkers is quite difficult because it's the only place in the entire game that we're asked to miss the golf ball. Everywhere else we're supposed to make solid contact on the golf ball, but here in a Greenside bunker, we're actually hitting the sand just behind the golf ball and scooping out a little bit of sand, and the ball will come with it. Well, many of us aren't really comfortable with that, and it's due to a couple of different reasons. So I'm going to draw a line in the sand here, and this line is going to represent my ball position, or where the ball is. Well, what we know in golf is that underneath the chin is basically the bottom of the swing arc, or where the club meets the ground. Well, many of my students set right over the top of the golf ball, or right underneath their chin, which means if I were to place a ball right here, they would wind up and hit the ball first, and it goes scooting out of the bunker. So the first tip here is making sure that you never place the ball right underneath your chin. What you want to do is you want to place the ball forward of your chin. Because why? Because the bottom of the swing arc, which is right underneath my chin, is basically where I'm going to hit the sand. So notice where my chin is relative to the line that I've drawn, it's now behind it. So if I were to just wind up and swing now, what I did there was, here's the ball, here was the entry point back here, and then here is the exit point. So one of the key elements to hitting good greenside bunker shots is your ball position. You've got to make sure that the ball is slightly forward of your middle, or your chin, or your belly button as a good reference point. So what we want to do in terms of practicing this is get in the bunker, leave the balls aside for the first few swings, get yourself acclimated to the sand and where you're hitting the contact point. So draw a line in the sand, take a fuller swing. I want you to take your stance, ball position slightly forward, and let's make some swings where we swing it up, pull down, and observe where you're hitting the turf. Swing it up, pull down, swing it up, pull down. Now, I just hit 3 swings. Here was where my ball position was. Each one I hit slightly behind the golf ball. There's where the ball would have been. Here was my exit point in front of it. So what I would have done is I would have hit the sand slightly behind the ball. The club would have scooped underneath the ball, and the ball would have flown out nicely. Now, if I were to place a golf ball in there, now I'm not really concerned about the golf ball. All I'm interested in is where my ball position is and the fact that I'm just going to swing fully and hit the ball out of the sand. So let's take a look. I'm going to make sure that my ball position is slightly forward of my middle. I'm going to swing it up, pull down. Now, I hit slightly behind the golf ball, it scooped underneath, and the ball came out nicely. Now that particular method was pretty good and it got out of the bunker, but it didn't necessarily have me close to my target. So the second tip of this day, or of this video, is how do I get the ball close to the target? Well, now we're going to talk about visualization and execution of the golf shots. So how do I do that? Well, first of all, I'm going to stand back here and I'm going to visualize myself hitting the shot to the target. So I already have the method of how to hit the sand and get the ball out, but now I'm going to look at where I want to land the ball. This is very important. Even if you don't feel confident that you're going to hit the ball where you're looking, you want to make sure that you're visualizing the shot in advance. So here I am, the target's right in front of me. I'm looking at where I want to land the ball on the green, how I want it to fly out of the bunker, and where I want it to stop. So I take a little step to the right, I take a couple of practice swings, not hitting the sand, but just generally feeling how it's going to feel, how much speed I need through the turf to be able to get it to the target. Then what I'll do is I'll place a ball in play, and as I'm looking at the target, I'm just visualizing what the shot's going to feel like, as I said, seeing the ball land, and then executing. So now that I've visualized the shot, I've taken a little practice swing. Now I'm just going to step up, knowing my little fundamentals, my chin is behind the golf ball, swing it up, pull down. Now what I did there was I took a swing, I made contact with the sand fairly nicely, but I also hit it relative to my target. It's all about being able to visualize the shot. So again, I'm going to see the target, then I'm going to practice the swing, and then I'm going to step up again, final setup, swing it up, pull down. And if we repeat that action over and over again, you're probably going to feel a little bit more comfortable with that golf shot overall. So I hope you enjoyed this swing tip. I want you to feel free to contact me at gdean@pgawest.com for comments on this video tip or any others. We look forward to seeing you soon. All the best.